Good morning, everybody. It is the 19th of January. Just thought I'd put out another video. There was another video on Pgv from Manny yesterday evening or late afternoon. I didn't want to do two videos yesterday, so I thought I'd just wait till today. I had to get some things done. But I thought I'd put this one out just because it was a little more upbeat and positive. He seemed like he could see the light at the end of the tunnel, so he wasn't so stressed out. You can hear it in his voice. It was a little better. But just wanted to start out with, the crypto program. Of course, this one is still just pumping out the commissions. This one's a lot less stressful. You basically put your money in, and it at once a month you get paid. If you're inviting other people to join you, you get paid immediately. There's nothing you have to do as far as withdrawing or compound. Well, compounding you do have to do something, but when the month comes, I know I've had questions when the month ends and it's time for the payout. That just goes directly to your wallet that you put it in with, the deposit wallet. It just automatically shows up. So there's nothing to do there. You can put in an amount, and monthly you'll get a siphon from it. It's very nice as far as profits, and not really having to stress about it and worry if they're going to change things. Everything's kind of going to be the same. And since it's been in business for 20 years, over 20 years, that it's just business as usual. I love it. So let's just refresh here. Almost at 70 referrals. I just wanted to let you see a couple of things so when someone puts the money in, they're going to be, this is the column for under total referrals, what they're going to receive every month. And then this one is what you get paid when they first sign up. And for the first tier, it's $25 a month and $15 commissions. So this is like your residual line right here. So that's kind of nice to get every month. And then you have a tier 2 also. Tier 2, you get $625 to sign up, and then $625 monthly. So nice little commission, a little business going there on the side. Let's get into Prosperity Gem mining. That's what we all come to see. So I've had several people ask me questions about if I withdraw from this, am I able to use that same wallet address to get into the new USDC? And yes, I did ask the dev team on Discord, and they responded and said, yeah, every contract's totally separate. And so if you withdraw from this one, if you have two accounts, like one in Polygon and one in BSC, if you withdraw from this one, it won't automatically close this one out either. So it'll just close out that one, and you can redeposit that that you received from BSC and put it into the new USDC contract. So the contracts are completely separate. So no worries about that. And I always say, whenever you invest in anything, you should probably put, probably first try it with the minimum, which is $100, and then once it shows up or you see it in there, you know that the line's good and everything's connected, and then you could just move over a larger sum. But so that answers that question. You can definitely use the same wallet address. As for me, I like, since it is all this, he deals with just full deposit refunds, which might change now that we're doing our own refunds in the new contract. Maybe it'll be a partial that you can take, but so far it's full deposit refunds and banned wallet afterwards. So I have two right now in Polygon, 2 wallets and 2 accounts. I have one in BSC because I did actually put like $3,000. Oh, it's right here. I put $3,000 in this one when he said, oh, it's going to go to 35 and we're going to cap it off. And so I put another 3,000 in to have a kind of a spot holding. And then when he said it's closing tonight or whatever. It was like it was 30 million instead of, he didn't let it get to 35 million. So he closed it at 30 million, and I'm like, oh, so I got cut off short. And so I took my money out of that big account, and of course I couldn't deposit more into this one. I was going to put 50,000 into this one, but instead I put the 50,000 into Polygon, and was going to do a weekly withdrawal there for the business. So I still have this little one, and once this one says the 19th, oh, today at 9 p.m. so tonight. But if the new contract's not out yet, I mean, last night he put out a thing that said, hey, 2 or 3 hours from now it should be live, and that was at 6 o'clock last night. It's still not out, so I'm waiting for that to pop up. So I might have to wait until maybe tomorrow, but I'll just keep accumulating here, and then I'll hit the claim and get that money out, and then I'll do the full deposit refund, which is right down here. And some people have asked if I can show a full deposit refund and how to do it. This one's pretty simple. You don't have to put anything in this big box. It just says if you want questions. This is kind of like a support question here. Then you put your name, email, and the address that you deposited into, that you'll do the withdrawal, and then you click on either BSC, Tron, or Polygon, whichever contract you're using. Then you have to do a screenshot of your MetaMask wallet, and then you post it, or you upload it into this area here, and then click that and hit submit. And 3 to 5 business days, or 3 to 5 regular days, you'll see your deposit in your wallet, your withdrawal in your wallet. Of course, that one night that I did it, it was like 3 hours later it was in there. So depends on the backup. And then you say they're having quite a bit backed up, like a whole day's worth. But I did want to read something he came out with today, before I get to his video. Let's see. Okay, so pertaining to refunds, we are now waiving the 15-day waiting period for the BSC USD contract. This means that anyone who wants a refund from the BSC contract can request one by filling out the refund form. And he says we are only waiving the 15-day waiting period for BSC USDT contract, not for Tron or Polygon. So if you're 10 days into, the BSC contract, he said you could just ask for a refund early, and they won't have any penalties on that. So feel free, take it out. He's definitely wanting that wallet drained and put into the new wallet. He wants them all taken out. Like I mentioned yesterday, he mentioned yesterday that I think by the February 10th he wants it all out of here and into the new contract, all in one. So just start planning on what your strategy is to move everything over. Mine is going to be to where once I'm able to claim, I'll just claim it and then send it over. Let's try the Polygon. I think that one was, this one I put in, and I can withdraw this one at any time, but I was letting it accumulate. This one should have around close to 12,000 before 7 days are up, but this one's ready anytime. I can claim that and then do a full deposit refund and move it over. But my other one, I think it says the 21st. My Tron contract is the 21st. Yep. So these two I'll have to move over. I guess 21st is Saturday, so the weekend I'll try and move those over. Depends on if he gets the contract up and running and everything looks like it's running smooth. But what I'm going to do for my strategy into the new contract, since you always have to take a full deposit refund, I'm going to actually do 3 wallets. I have a ledger connected to my MetaMask, so I'm going to do a ledger wallet, and then these two here. and split it up just so that if I need money, I can close one contract down or one wallet down, and it won't withdraw all my funds. So that's a strategy I'm using if anyone wants to use something like that, just to make it to where you don't have to take out your whole lump sum if you ever if you ever need to. This wallet here was compromised, so I don't use it anymore. So like Manny says, whenever you connect to a wallet, be sure and disconnect when you're done using it. Like this one right here, I have connected to, so you click on these three dots, you go down to connected sites, and it brings up you're connected to Prosperity Ventures, and I'm going to disconnect. So make sure when you see this, it's account 2 has no connections. So I learned that the hard way, so make sure you disconnect and don't give, like they have airdrops for coins and they have all these different things, and if you see that in your account, please don't ever give permission for an airdrop that you don't know about, because that just opens up the window for them to come steal your stuff, so don't do it. All right, enough of that preaching. Okay, and here's Manny. Have a good day. Bye.
Back today. The chat is back on in the Discord group, and again, we shut it down. I needed some rest. My admin team needed a break, and I needed some rest. Some well-needed rest. I've been sleeping, I believe, 3 hours a day for the last 7 days. So I got me a good 12 hours of rest, and I'm good to go. So with that being said, in this video, I want to talk about a few things. First thing, we're gonna be talking about 3 topics. Okay, so please watch the video to the end. First topic is gonna be talking about the AMA. Second topic we're going to be talking about is the contracts and sustainability, and then lastly we're going to be talking about the refunds, okay, and all that. It all kind of intertwines together. You'll understand what I mean as you continue to watch the video. So first things first, AMA. AMA is going to be Monday. Okay, we're doing an AMA Monday. That's when we're doing it. Now, I do want to start this off by saying this. Guys, I have no problem with transparency. Okay, I understand, you know, I have these people out here, wallet watchers, and all these other people out here who want transparency. I get it. I get it. DeFi is crazy right now. There's been a lot of rugs. I've been looking. I saw that. I was looking at that last night. You know, I know there's a lot of rugs. I know people are on edge right now. I get it. I completely get it. Okay. Now, I want to state this. I'm not against transparency. I am not against transparency. Okay. But I do believe that too much transparency could be a bad thing. Let me explain what I mean. So let's say, for example, I do a video and I show every single account. I show every single thing. You got to remember that there are scammers and hackers that could be watching. Okay. And what do you think they're going to try to do? All right. So why try to do all of that to put all of the funds at risk? Okay. Because again, I mean, just imagine if we show every single thing, every single account, every single thing. What do you think would happen? I mean, you're gonna have these scammers, these hackers that are gonna try their hardest, right, to hack into wallets, and they're gonna do whatever they can possible. Not saying they'll be able to do it, but why even put that risk out there, right? And that's my thing. So I do agree with transparency. I do believe that. You know, and I believe that transparency for me is letting people know what the heck's going on, right? Don't leave people out, and you know, do not do things and then not let people know what you're doing. Okay, that's what I consider to be transparent. Now, again, I believe that there's a limit. There's a line that you don't cross, especially when you're dealing with a lot of funds, because then you open yourself up. You make yourself, you put yourself at risk. You put, you know, funds at risk, okay? And that's something that I will not allow. I do not want, okay? And I'm pretty sure no one else does either. So now that I got that out the way, let's go ahead and talk about these contracts, okay? Now, before I do that, okay, let's talk about the site and the new USDC contract. So the new site and the new USDC contract will be live today, okay? I don't know what time. We're going to work on that after I get off this video. We're going to work on that. But they will be live today. Okay, so I just want to let everybody know. I'll keep you guys updated as the day goes on, but the new site and contract will be live today. Now, let's get into the main topic of the video. Main topic of the video is this, all right? I want to explain to you guys, all right? A lot of you don't understand how smart contracts work. You got these wallet watchers out here who don't get it either. You know, listen, guys, I've kept this product sustainable since October, okay? And I'm gonna make sure everybody. I had a project prior where everybody got their refund. I'm gonna make sure everybody gets a refund in this one as well, okay? In these three as well. So with that being said, let me explain to you how I sustain, and that's why the video is how we sustain the contracts right now. I'm talking about right now at this point in time. How are we sustaining it? How are we going to be able to sustain the contracts? Okay, until everybody gets the refund. So let me explain to you the process so you guys understand. For all of those people out there that may be wallet watchers or whatever, guys, I have nothing to hide. I'm very. The thing about me is I'll let you know how I'm doing things, and there's no shame in it because it's the way it has to be done, considering the circumstances. So let me explain. In order for you to understand, there's two things that you have to understand first. Okay, number one is exchanges. Okay, trading and exchanges. So there's two sides to it. You have a centralized exchange and you have a decentralized exchange. Okay, a lot of you know this. If you're a trader, if you know anything about trading, you know that when you trade on either a centralized or decentralized exchange. Here's the differences between the two. A centralized exchange requires KYC, right? That's number one. There's two things. Centralized exchange requires KYC. Now, KYC is called Know Your Customer. That's where you have to submit your identification, all that, which that's not a problem. That's not where the issue lies, okay? Number two is where the issue lies, in limitations. So even when you KYC, you're still limited to the amount you're able to pull out from certain exchanges per day, okay? So we can only pull out so much per day, right? And with that being said, smart contracts, transactions are fast, right? The volume in transactions come through fast. Look at the volume in transactions we have on the BSC contract, okay? We have over 73,000 in transactions, right? Look how quickly they come in by the minute, right? They're coming in very fast. So the first goal is to slow down, okay? Slow down the transaction volume on the BSC contract because this is the biggest contract. There's been over 30 million deposits on the BSC contract. So what is our goal first? Slow down the transaction volume. Slow it down. How do we do that? By doing refunds, right? We've done a lot of refunds, but we need to do a lot more. So from now until Monday, our goal is to slow down the transaction volume on the BSC contract. And how we do that is by doing refunds, right? There's a lot of people that have submitted for refunds, and we're going to go through them. Listen, the more refunds we can get out, the better. So for those of you that submitted for a refund, listen, we want you to get a refund, okay? Believe me, it helps by you getting refunded, okay? The more people we can refund on the BSC contract, the better it is because it slows down the transaction volume, okay? That means that transactions won't be coming through so fast because there's less users on the contract. So believe me, it's beneficial to us. It's beneficial to me. It's beneficial to us to get you your refund as soon as possible. So if you requested a refund through the form, guys, we want to get it to you as soon as possible. It helps. It helps the contract. So what we do at this moment, because again, we have going back, and I talked about this prior for those that haven't been paying attention. We're now using a decentralized exchange. Okay. Now here's the difference. We talked about a centralized exchange, decentralized. A decentralized exchange, there's no KYC required. Number one. Number two is there's no limitations. There's really no limitations. Obviously, you don't want to overdo it, but there's really no limitations on what you can pull out per day. Okay, because a decentralized exchange is not a centralized exchange. So those are the big differences. So that's why we've switched over. It's been, I believe, about 6 days. Don't quote me on that. But again, we'll be showing this in the AMA. Again, we're gonna have an AMA on Monday. I'll be showing you guys kind of the results that we've had so far with the decentralized exchange we're using. We're actually using two. I'll be sharing the results on that with you guys on Monday in the AMA. So that's gonna be shown. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, decentralized exchange, that's a big difference. So now we're using a decentralized exchange now, right? And basically how we're doing this right now at this moment, from now until Monday, we are moving funds around. So you got these wallet watchers out here. It's like, oh, move this. I was like, it's ridiculous, man. I have people hit me up and like, you have no idea how we're managing this, guys. I know what I'm doing. So we do move funds from one contract to another. Okay, people want to know that. Like right now, that's what we're doing. Why? Because we can only push in so much funds from the trading because we're limited to the amount we can pull out per day. So, and then we do have the decentralized exchange that we're have a lot of trades going in, but we have to wait for those trades to close out. So as the trades close out, then we pump in from that. That's funded. The decentralized exchange we're using is funded in USDC. Okay. So again, you guys will see that in the AMA on Monday. All right. We'll be going over, we'll be showing you guys everything we're doing when it comes to that, when it comes to the decentralized exchange. Now, so what we do, because again, the goal right now is to slow down transaction volume on the BSC contract. Okay. Now, because the transaction volumes are so fast, right? We do pump in, again, we're pumping in from the, from the trading side as much as we can. And then we're also, pumping in, now, again, we're utilizing some of the funds that are on the other contracts to pump into the BSC contract. Why are we doing that? Okay. Because we need to slow down transaction volume. All right. And we pump look at these transactions. Okay. You guys just got to look. Let me just reload this for a second. Let me do Polygon as an example. Look at how slow these transactions are coming in. Very slow, because Polygon only had about, I believe Polygon is at, let me just double check here. I don't want to say anything and not be sure about it. So let me just come over here real quick. All right. So I can show you guys real quick right here from the contract. So right, there it goes. Taking a minute to load. So right here. So on the Polygon contract, this is what's been in total deposits, right? It's been over 3 million in deposits on the in DAI on the Polygon contract. Okay, so very not even a quarter of the amount that's been put on the BSC contract. So that's why the transaction volume is higher. We have more users on the BSC contract than we do on the Polygon contract. Therefore, the transaction volume is coming in very fast, right? So what do we need to do? We need to slow this thing down, right? And how do we do that? By getting refunds. So we have to pull funds from, of course, from the trading in here. But that's not enough compared to the amount of volume that's coming in from the transaction volume. So the goal from here to Monday is to slow down the transaction volume. How do we do that? More refunds we dish out, or more refunds we send out from the BSC contract. That means less users. That means it'll slow down the transaction volume. Okay. Ultimately, it will slow it down. That's what we're doing right now. That's what our goal is right now from now until Monday. That will slow down transactions on the contracts. And this will, basically, by slowing down transactions, okay, it will not drain the funds out as fast. Okay, put it that way. And we won't have to pump in as often or as much. Okay. And once we do that, again, from there on Monday, okay, from now until Monday, that's what we're doing. We're slowing down volume on the BSC, on the BSC contract. We're slowing down the volume from now until Monday. We're slowing it down. From now until Monday, we're slowing everything down by refunding those who requested. Okay. Then come around Monday, as I stated, and I believe in the last video, I don't know why, or I put it in the announcement section. I'm not sure why. I was really tired. Put some out about the doing your last deposit on February. I can't remember, February something. But anyways, so when it comes to the deposits on Monday, right on Monday, we're stopping deposits. Okay, we're stopping deposits on the we're stopping deposits on the Polygon and on the Tron contract Monday. So by Monday, all three of these contracts, no more deposits. You won't be deposit on any of these contracts by this Monday coming up. Okay. And then from there, we are going to be at that point. Again, our first goal is to slow down the transactions here. We got to slow it down a little bit. From there, once we slow that down by Monday, then we'll close out we'll take off the deposit button on the Tron and on the Polygon site. And then from there, again, we will start, dishing out refunds as they come in. Okay. But we'll slow it down. That way we won't have to be pumping, because the main thing you have to remember, once we shut down, okay, we can't, people are like, why don't you just shut everything down at once? Why? Because it'd be crazy. It'd be hectic, right? There's no way that would be, it'd be manageable, right? We have to do it in a slow pace, right? The first step, get the BSC contract, volume down, get the volume down in transactions. From there, we do that by Monday. Come around Monday, then we can shut down. We can stop deposits on Tron and the Polygon contract. And at that point in time, once we do that, from there, we can start, things are slowed down. We can pump. It gives us the ability to be able to pump enough funds into each contract until we have refunded everybody, right? But we got to slow down the BSC contract transaction volume first, okay? So that's what we're doing right now. And again, because once we shut down all three on Monday, the other, the Tron and the Polygon, now we're going to have 3 contracts that aren't taking in any more deposits. That means what? That means that we have to pump now into 3 contracts. That means we got to pump funds into 3 contracts until we have refunded every single person, right? So we can't do that right now in one shot because the volume on the BSC, the transaction volume on the BSC contract is way too high. So we will need to minimize that first, minimize the transaction volume. From there, come around Monday, transaction volume will be minimal, will be minimized a lot, and then we can go ahead and shut down deposits on Tron and Polygon. And at that point in time, again, by February 17th, we'll have everybody refunded. Again, you don't have to request a refund right now. We already said this. There's no rush. You don't have. We're not telling everybody request a refund right now, right? On Tron or on the Polygon. You don't have to do that. Again, you have until Monday to do deposits on the contract, but remember that again, we're going to be shutting down deposits on Monday on the Tron and the Polygon. And then from there, what we're going to be doing is obviously, of course, as refund requests come in, we're going to go ahead and start sending out those refunds as they come in. And then, of course, we'll be eventually by February 17th. Okay, we'll have everybody refunded fully from these contracts, and these contracts will be done. Okay, done by February 17th. And we'll be just on one contract, which is the USDC contract. Now, listen, guys. We're not telling anybody you have to go to the USDC contract. Okay, you're gonna get a refund. You can do whatever you want to do. If you get a refund from the BSC contract, the Tron or the Polygon, right? They're your funds. You can do whatever you want to do. If people are like, well, what do I do? Do I have to? I mean, it's up to you. It's your choice, your decision. You're your own. You're a grown adult. You make your own decisions. We're not here telling you what to do. If you don't want to go into the USDC contract, don't. Move on to another project. Not a problem. Okay. It really isn't. If you don't want to go into the USDC contract, you're not happy with that, then don't go into it. We're not forcing anybody to get into the USDC contract. If you don't want to be in the contract, be a part of that, then don't. That's completely up to you. Okay. But again, by February 17th, regardless of what anybody wants or doesn't want, these contracts are going to be, we'll have everybody refunded by February 17th. Okay. Now, lastly, I want to state this because talking about that. So once we have what we're going to have to do, and we're saving this for last, I'm saving this for last. I do have remember I told you guys I had a reserve. Okay. So let me just say, people are like, what's a reserve? So I just call it reserve. That's what I call it. But basically it's a cold wallet that we have tons of funds stored in. Okay. And what we're going to do is first we'll be using up, pumping in from, of course, the trading, all that stuff. But we're also going to be using, once we get down to probably, I would say, I think about 50% that people that have been refunded, and we have the last 50%. We're probably getting, about 65 to 70%. We're going to have to dig into the reserve. And at that point, that's when we're going to go ahead and, or dig into the reserve, which is a cold wallet that has funds in it. We have a cold wallet. Cold wallet, you don't know what it is. It basically stores your crypto tokens offline so nobody can hack them, anything, right? Keeps them safely stored. We do have funds in the cold wallet, and we're gonna have to use some of those funds up. Once we get about 65%, 70% of refunds, we're gonna have to use some of those funds from the reserve, from the cold wallet, to go ahead and dish out the remaining refunds, and that's how we're gonna do it. So again, guys, that's the process. That's what we're doing. I just want to let everybody know. Hopefully, you guys watch the video to the end. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. I'm gonna get to work, and hope you guys have a wonderful day.